Young Junk!
What's up to our sidekicks and henchfolk out there in the Geek Nation? Welcome to the Ichabod Crane Fan Club Show, CultPop Podcast, episode
100.
100!
Happy Halloween!
One of the longest running comic book and pop culture podcasts where we talk about movies and TV and comics and flaming jack-o'-lanterns and all the other things that scratch that sweet, sweet nerdy itch. We're coming to you live from Young Junk HQ, a bomb-ass podcasting production space in Philadelphia, PA. I'm your host, Ghostface, of Johnny Destructo's Hero Complex, located at 4327 Main Street, Philadelphia,
Hostface.
PA. A super rad comic shop which caters to nerdy and nerd-adjacent
Hostface.
slashers of all shapes, sizes, and genders.
Excuse me, Mr. Hostface. How long have you been working at the Hero Complex?
9 years.
Oh, no, you're JD.
Oh, shit. Damn it!
Yeah, come on. Have a better
With me tonight to talk is Alice.
Hi.
She's spooky. She's got a little witch hat.
Spookaless.
No, what are you
What's your
dressed
Halloween
as?
name? Me.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's really effective.
I captured myself.
If I didn't know you were you,
Yeah.
I would think that you were you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Nailed it.
Also in the booth is our trusty producer, Dylan. Hey, Dylan.
Yo.
If anyone's watching or listening wants to know more about the Young Junk HQ, the space and or the services, where can they inquire?
Super easy to do. All you gotta do is send an email on my way, and you can find my email up the bottom of the screen there, dylan@youngchuck.com. Send me an email, we'll make a podcast, and it'll be fun. I promise.
He's not kidding. It will be fun.
It's a lot of fun. So fun I have too.
Yeah, right? You know what? Yes. So Alice has her own podcast called
Inside the Morgue, and we're now at Young Junk, so check us out.
Young Junk.
Young Junk.
And do we know when that episode is going live? You recorded it recently.
Soon.
When's your first?
TBD. Follow us on Inside the Morgue Pod for more information.
Da-da-da.
Yeah. Tonight we're here to commemorate and celebrate the 25th anniversary, not of Scream, as you might think, but Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. We're old. But in addition to that, Noel has a surprise for Alice and I to react to that may or may not be related.
He's going to cut off our heads.
He's gonna give us head.
crazy.
Before we do all that, a gentle reminder that if you're here
After I cut off your head. Yeah.
you're going to give us head using our own heads.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'm leaving.
Like the animator.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of, anyway. Feel free to comment,
All hoes
subscribe, hit the bell icon so you know when we go live and do this nasty fun stuff. If you're watching this later, you can also do all that stuff. If you can't afford to support us with money via snail mail, you could just email us cold, hard, sweaty, stinky cash. You could also just like and subscribe and tell people about the show. We love a little back and forth, so pipe up in the chat and or send us emails at cultpopgo@gmail.com. We don't have any letters this week, but also happy Halloween tomorrow.
Best
Be
time
safe
of the
and be
year.
spooky.
Yeah.
So
Not in that order.
we are pressed for time. I want to make sure that we get to all the fun stuff. So we're going to go right into the main review tonight of
No poppins.
Sleepy Hollow, which came out November 17th, 1999.
The same as last week's movie.
Yeah. Yeah, like a month after. Yeah. Well, no, like 3 months after. 70% Rotten Tomato score. This was written by Kevin Yeager and Andrew Kevin Walker.
Love those guys.
Directed by Tim Burton, starring Yanni Yep, Christina Ricci, Michael Gambon, and Christopher Walken.
I forgot about Christopher Walken in this.
Right?
What a delightful surprise.
Ichabod Crane is sent to Sleepy Hollow to investigate the decapitations of 3 people. The culprit is legendary apparition, the Headless Horseman. So,
That was good.
my wife had never seen this movie, so we watched it together.
Delightful.
What did you guys think of Sleepy Hollow? Had you seen it before?
A long time ago. Yeah, I was probably too young to see it, but on the rewatch, I loved it even more. Like I remember liking it a lot. I was like, "Ooh, this is a fun spooky movie I liked when I was younger," and I'm like, "This is so fun. I loved it. I loved it."
I think this was Tim Burton's first horror movie, but go on.
So, okay, to answer your question, I liked it well enough when it came out. I was a big Tim Burton stan at the time. I really liked Batman 1989 and Edward Scissorhands, and also the porn Edward Dildo Hands. That was fun. So I was
I don't
really
think that's on his IMDb.
well, it should be. It's a legit porn remake, by the way. So
It doesn't surprise me.
Dildo
was-
fingers or dildo hands?
dildo hands.
All right.
So anywhoomst, I thought it was pretty good. But I wasn't in love with it. I did have the action figure, the Todd McFarlane action figure of the Headless Horseman, which is very cool. And I haven't really revisited it maybe once or twice since then in the past 25 years. Watching it this time, I was captivated.
Oh yeah.
There are things that I think of when it comes to Halloween, spooky time, atmosphere, vibes.
Gratuitous fog.
She knows I love the gratuitous fog. And so one of the things that I always think of is, I want to say it's Halloween 4, where it's the credit sequence, and it's just still shots of different farmhouses or like setups of pumpkins and stuff like that. I always think of it when I think of Halloween. This movie is riddled. It's dripping with leaves and fog and a cool breeze. And it really inhabits the idea that I have in my head of October, spooky time, Halloween atmosphere. It's just so classically put together. The fact that everything is, most of the things are, it's actual sets. It's
this is a movie that's not afraid to be on a set. Yeah, like it's a set. It's just a full atmosphere. Yeah,
and a lot of the effects are in camera. So I couldn't believe kind of how great this movie is. I have since fallen out of. I was never in love with Johnny Depp, but I have since fallen out of favor for him, I guess. I don't really care about him these days. But going back and watching this, he's so fun in it. He's really handsome. Like, that hair is perfect. And Christina Ricci, like so many. Oh, and all the old gentlemen who I didn't know at the time have since, like Alfred Goh, who's
Palpatine, Dumbledore,
Vernon Dursley.
Alfred.
No. Alfred, yes.
Alfred from Batman '89. Alfred Goh.
And all the other Batman.
Oh, that's
right. He's also Alfred in Batman Returns and Batman and Robin and Batman.
He's the only main.
Yes. No. So is Tim Gordon in those.
Yeah.
So I was blown away this time. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I was very excited.
Oh, and Christopher Lee.
And Christopher Lee. I just love this movie so much. I can't say enough good things about it. It's hokey in just the right way. The acting is silly in just the right way.
Okay.
I just love this movie so much. What did you think?
What do you think, Noel?
I'm a little less whelmed than you guys, but I still really like it. So saw it in theaters, thought it was really cool, but honestly, it is like one of the Tim Burton movies that I revisit so infrequently. Like it's an aesthetic and a vibe. I enjoyed it for what it is. Clips here and there, score, I can hear it and be like, oh, that's kind of cool. But I never feel the desire to be like, I need to rewatch Sleepy Hollow. Watching it this time, especially like through the prism of my wife who's never seen it, I really liked it. I think it suffers from a little bit of boredom in the second act. Like, it is a very sleepy second act.
Would you say it's also a little hollow?
Some of the character motivation is hollow. It's
the head we were talking about.
It's such a vibe, and it's really, really fun. But I do think it's maybe one of his weakest movies.
Oh no,
I do.
No.
I mean, it's not the weakest. That's not this. Oof. But I liked it. I enjoyed watching it. I thought, like, the peaks are really, really high. Don't do that yet. The peaks are really, really high. But I got a little bored in the middle. Okay. I just got a little bored in the middle.
It does dip off a little bit.
Like, the first act is so strong, and I really, really like the idea of him being a giant wuss.
I love a squeamish death investigator.
Yeah.
But
that's so fun.
That completely disappears in the third act.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit of a weirdly imbalanced movie. I think the 70% Rotten Tomato score is pretty on point. I think this is like a solid B-. A solid B. Like, it's just, vibes are great. Aesthetic is great. The actors are awesome. The idea of it is just super cool. I think it's just a little boring in the middle.
Okay.
I lost it a little bit. I was just like, and you know what, too? I think it was a problem for me. And I know this is really superficial. The entire plot hinges desperately hinges on the relations to these families. And all of their names are fucking similar.
Van.
Yes.
Tussle Van.
So-
something.
Dude.
There is a sequence where they go to what is he, the lawyer, Alfred Gough, whatever his name is.
No, I think he's like the
Notary.
historian.
notary.
Yeah.
They go to his place. They find him hiding in like a cupboard or something, and then they explain what they think the plot of the movie is, what they think the outcome is going to be. And I go, okay, hold on, rewind. Who did
Yeah.
what?
It's the van
the Van Houten
has tassels and the van
the Splattens.
plant, and they're all they make a point to say they're all related in some way on this
Yeah.
family tree because the town is so small.
Who
but
was
then
supposed to get
the
that?
van this and the van that are
Yeah.
fighting for this, and they killed the van that of this van that.
Yep.
And then this guy
They all
was
got in the
killed
van.
because he knew that van family was having a baby that this van family would like. It became. It like if in a way I just kind of like I became blind to the name, so any plot contrivance that like progressed I was just like the movie will tell me if that matters
Yeah, yeah.
because
Yeah.
I can't fucking track this
Yeah.
anymore. Yeah.
Yeah.
I literally had to rewind it. I was a little embarrassed, but I'm glad you were.
No,
it-
and I do like incredibly strong opening. Like everything up to the point where he sees the horseman for the first time, and then the you obviously you guys have seen the Legend of Sleepy Hollow cartoon.
Oh yeah,
I actually haven't.
dude, it's so.
I feel
it's
like
so
Noel
cute.
just lost all his respect for me.
I didn't lose my respect for you. I lost a couple years of my life.
Yeah.
On the back end.
There was something
Yeah.
in your eyes, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Are you
Well,
mad at
it's
me?"
just- so the context, like, there's a sequence in this movie that basically is that cartoon.
The reenactment where he's backwards on the horse. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, they
Yeah.
included it.
So like the backwards on the horse and like the fake out of a fake horseman. That is basically the cartoon, and the cartoon cuts away with like the flaming head coming at him, and it just cuts away, and you're like, oh, what happens to Ichabod? They kind of place that in the middle of this movie, and then that whole sequence, and then up to the first time he sees the horseman and knows that it's real. Fucking A+ perfect movie. As soon as we get into the contrivances of witches and families, it just becomes so plot heavy that I lose steam, and then it's got a banger ending. So
Yeah.
like if we could just like just tighten that middle up and it just be banger after banger, because the sequence too of that poor farmer and his family, they killed the kid.
The
They killed the
kid.
kid.
I forgot about that. I was like, oh,
that-
surely he'll be alive. Oh, he's dead.
That whole sequence with the family, and then them on the covered bridge, and that fight between the three of them. It's all so.
Wah!
Yeah.
He literally
Stabs
like
him in the
stabs him
shoulder
and
and-
flicks him forward. Yeah, and then takes
There you go.
Rico out in half. Yeah, it was just such a really really solid fucking movie that's got like a really sleepy middle for me.
When
No,
you
I
s-
can see that.
When you said about it's his his only horror movie, I could not believe what a horror movie this is. For some reason, it didn't register when I was however old I was, 21, when this came out, and man, I couldn't believe how kind of like gnarly and gross a lot of this movie is. Like, this is not. Because
It
you
was
had
his first
said
rated R movie, not horror movie. I said rated R.
what was his first horror movie?
I don't know, but I said rated R.
Oh,
It's
did
his
you? I'm
first
sorry.
R movie.
Oh, I heard horror.
I mean, maybe
so-
it is his first pure horror movie.
Yeah, I think so. When you had said, I was like, oh, I'll just put it on in the shop. And he's like, I don't think you could do that. And I was like, it's a Tim Burton movie. I could not put this on in the store while there's customers or kids in here. It's really kind of gnarly.
He has 2 R-rated movies, if I'm not mistaken. It's this and Sweeney Todd.
Oh, Sweeney Todd. I do like Sweeney Todd also.
I saw that I knew it was a musical. I saw it not knowing it was an operatic musical, meaning that no one talks.
No one
They
talks.
all sing, talk. And I was just like, okay.
Not a big fan of that kind of stuff.
I
But I
like
think this
Sweeney
one,
Todd.
that was
So,
pretty fun.
so I want to get to the second part, surprise. How do you guys recommend it?
Oh,
Worth 25 years.
You
Cool ass
said you
movie.
haven't revisited that much. I feel like due to my viewing today, this might be a thing that I throw on every year just to have it in the background, like you do the Blair Witch.
Yeah, I do
like
it with this
the-
now, too.
Like Trick or Treat.
Oh,
Halloween, like they're just movies that I'll put on while I'm working because it's
Yeah.
got the vibes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like,
man.
yeah, I dig the vibes in this. I'm also biased though because one of my favorite niche interests is like Victorian era medicine.
Oh.
Like this hits on.
That's fun.
Go ahead.
This hits on it so hard. Just like all I'm thinking of is he's like not wearing gloves. He's
No.
getting in there doing an autopsy, just things splashing on him. I'm like, oh my God. But I love how I read so many books about
he
Victorian
makes,
era
like,
medicine.
He makes his own tools.
Yeah. Just oh my God. I love how just basically batshit crazy Victorian era medicine is.
Yeah.
And like they get a little bit there's that vibe in this in the beginning, especially when he's just digging up. They're just like digging up the body. They get a kid to help dig up the bodies. I'm like, all right, bring it to the
One's
board.
his father.
Yeah, he digs up his own father. It has his body.
Dig
And
up
like,
daddy.
like, this is okay for this child.
Yeah, it's a wild ass movie.
I like the things that. So I am currently. I was at the gym last night and I was doing the walking thing, and I downloaded on the Audible Stephen Fry's it's a whole compendium of horror novellas read by Stephen Fry. What Dracula, Bram Stoker's Dracula, Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Nice.
And he's got the perfect voice. They do sound effects and stuff like that. It's awesome. It's a little different than the original in that the original Ichabod Crane was a school teacher.
Yes.
And he wasn't quite as as sort of squeamish as this version
Yeah.
is. But the way Johnny Depp plays it is really fun.
Yeah.
When it's convenient for the plot.
Yeah. I just love a squeamish Victorian era guy because everything is disgusting in that era, especially
yeah.
medical wise. And
Yeah.
he's just like squeamish about everything. Like he has to turn away and they're always like, what is it? Because they think he's like shocked and he's just like trying not to throw up. He's like, oh, yeah.
See, I didn't feel that way. I kind of, what I liked about that is that he is squeamish, but he does not let it confine him. Like at the end when he's
Yeah.
like, let's go to the top of this windmill and just dangle off the
Yeah.
top.
Yeah.
But also he was fighting for his life. So I was kind of like, oh, I like that it's got layers. It's not just I'm squeamish. Oh my God, there's a rat. Let me jump on a table. But when it comes down to brass tacks, he's able to get it together and do what needs to be done.
All right.
Yeah, it's kinda how I interpreted it.
I just yes, that's the intended interpretation, but like 20 minutes before that, where he jumps into the fray, he was fainting because of
A rat.
A rat.
Yeah.
So like, give me one line of even one short sequence that's dialogueless of him and going something to just indicate
Steal
to me
himself.
indicate to me as a viewer, this character is growing past their limitations.
So there is a sequence after he sees the headless horseman and then faints in the bed, right? Like he tells his tale and then faints for some reason. He gets up. They're literally all of the other older gentlemen are like, I'm going to go to New York and they send us a shitty detective. This guy sucks. I'm going to go get real help. And then he comes out and he's like, I have dealt with my issues. I am ready to go do what needs to be done. So he does do that.
Okay.
However,
in context of like a apparition coming at you with a flaming sword, I needed a little more. I need a little bit more.
Every coroner has to have at least one faint a day, and then they go on with their day.
Them's the rule.
That's the rules, guys.
Real quick before we get on to the next thing.
Yeah.
Had you ever watched the Sleepy Hollow TV show?
I tried and I couldn't get through it.
I got through the whole first season, and it was actually kind of cool, and then it became weird.
Can I tell you one tiny little memory I have is I was waiting for my family. I don't have that many. I was waiting for my family to get home on Halloween, All Hallows Eve. And on la 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 la.
It's the background of your story. Keep
Oh,
telling
I'm sorry.
your
Go ahead.
story.
So
Play along.
the sun had fallen and nighttime had risen, and so I was waiting for my family to get home to take me trick or treating, and I watched a Sleepy Hollow made-for-TV movie starring Jeff Goldblum.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where he plays Ichabod. And man, I haven't revisited it since, but I remember absolutely loving that and being kind of terrified. So anyway, check it out. If you can find the Jeff Goldblum Sleepy Hollow TV movie.
Everything's available on the internet. So we all recommend Sleepy Hollow.
yeah.
It is a great revisit. It's an incredibly stylish movie. Banger.
I think it's the last really good movie by Tim Burton that I care about.
I genuinely disagree with
I
you.
understand.
But
People love Big Fish, and I was like bored.
Charlie and
you
the
should,
Chocolate
you know what?
Oh,
Now that
get out.
I love that movie.
now that you have a son, rewatch Big Fish.
Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. I get that.
So surprise bracket. We're gonna rank all Tim Burton movies.
Yes.
Oh my God!
I love a bracket.
Yes.
So- It's going to be same rules as last time. Comprehensive bracketing. I'm going to move it over to the main screen, and we're going to share it.
No surprise.
Oh, I love this.
Oh, I love.
I hope every episode has a surprise bracket.
Probably not. Dylan,
Oreos.
I'll tell you when to throw it on there. So we are going to redo the seeds one more time. So there are 20 films that he directed, not films he wrote, produced, whatever, just directed.
Okay.
Meaning Nightmare Before Christmas is not in this list.
Oh,
He did not direct it.
He didn't direct.
it's so good.
But Corpse Bride, he co-directed, and he also co-directed Frankenweenie. So those are included on this list.
Man, there goes my number one.
So here's the brackets, and we can start tournament.
This is Halloween. This is Halloween. Halloween. Oh, did I tell you that Kai? He just came home singing it. He just came home singing,
while I was
"This
there. It
is
was so
Halloween." And I'm like, how did you even hear this song? At daycare, apparently. All right, here we go.
We are. You got it on screen for me, brother? Mm-hmm. Word.
Yay!
Oh.
So, for the purposes of the visual podcast too, look in your main cameras because we are all on singles. So,
Okay, hi, Rudy.
round one, we have Pee-wee's Big Adventure from 1985, and Planet of the Apes, the classic Mark Wahlberg Planet of the Apes.
Hey,
from
goat.
2001,
Say hi to your mother for me, goat.
which has fantastic makeup and Tim Roth as the main baddie.
Oh, I forgot about that. I've not seen it since the theater.
It-
I'm going Pee-wee's Big
Pee-wee.
Adventure.
Obviously.
Fuck Planet of the Apes.
I wouldn't go as far as say fuck Planet of the Apes. It's not a good movie, but there's some.
It would have
pluses.
been fine if they didn't do the nonsense ending. Fuck.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory 2005 versus Dumbo 2019, which I've never
Charlie.
seen.
I've never seen Dumbo, so
Charlie.
Charlie. It feels like he became a, what do they call it, a journeyman director? It feels like he just lost all.
Ed Wood 1994 or Dark Shadows 2012.
Ed Wood.
Look, Dark Shadows is actually pretty solid.
I
just
actually
watched
like.
it last
I'm
year.
voting Dark Shadows. I
Yeah.
like Dark Shadows.
I'm gonna have to vote Ed Wood, but that
Have you seen Ed
respect it.
Wood?
I don't know if I have actually.
it's good.
You would know it if you did.
Yeah,
You got to
yeah.
watch it. It's really fun. And also, he's great in it.
Yep.
Good luck, everyone. Beetlejuice 1988 versus Edward Scissorhands 1990.
Beetlejuice.
How long do we have to make a decision?
I'm going with Edward Scissorhands.
Beetlejuice for me.
Oh, I'm not the type.
Hang on.
Yes,
Wait,
you are.
hang on. Let's make the case. I'll go first. Beetlejuice, or sorry, Edward Scissorhands. Edward Scissorhands is a modern fairy tale about bringing winters to Florida. It is a beautiful parable, and it's masterful.
Beetlejuice has Michael Keaton.
Beetlejuice. Honestly, before you said that, I was like, one has Johnny Depp, the other one has Michael Keaton. I gotta vote for Michael Keaton.
You don't think Michael Keaton's not going to show up on this list again? Anyway, Beetlejuice wins, and that is not a bad thing.
And I've seen The Exorcist 167 times.
I almost did that quote.
Every single
I see it. What do you think?
Now we got round two, Sleepy Hollow 1999. We just spent half hour on it, or Pee-wee's Big Adventure 1985.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow.
Oh my God,
I am
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is so good.
Hey, Sleepy Hollow. I'm gonna watch this every year.
This
I'm gonna
is-
watch Sleepy Hollow every year.
I-
Pee-wee's Big Adventure. I'll watch maybe one more time before I die.
Everyone in the chat that's watching this, spam them. L's in
Okay,
the chat.
can
This is
I remind
absolute
you
bullshit.
that they knocked out Carrie for Creep Show 2?
Can I hold on a second?
This is
Can
pure
can I touch
recency
on that?
bias.
Can I-
This is
can I touch
pure
on
recency
that?
bias.
I'm filled with regret. That I was like, how could I pick Creep Show 2 over Carrie?
You
Was
know what?
I have been thinking about that still.
You know why I'm not filled with regret? I don't think Carrie would have been number one anyway.
But still.
But Pee-wee
Can't
could
believe
have made it, and Pee-wee would have been better than any of the whatever. Alice in Wonderland 2010 or Big Eyes.
I'm gonna be a narcissist and vote Alice. Let's go.
I've seen neither. Can I abstain?
No, you have to
No,
tie break.
Literally can't.
Uh,
Just vibes.
My contact's messed
Pull
up.
up Brian Lee.
Big Eyes.
Apologies if I have
Damn
to
it.
do one of these Johns. I'm gonna be honest; they're both not that great.
I kind of
why I didn't bother.
Mars Attacks or Charlie and Chocolate
I
Factory.
know,
I'm
we're
going.
going.
I'm going Mars Attacks.
Charlie.
Dude loves Mars Attacks.
I
I
love
love
Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Dylan's
So
in.
good.
So good.
It was too dumb for me. I hated
But
it.
That's
the
why it's
Oompa
so
Loompas.
good.
Dan- oh, you don't like that part though. Ignore that.
It's like, yeah.
Ignore that.
I
for
gotta
now.
go Charlie.
Yes.
You guys suck.
Mars Attacks.
I'm
sucks.
pissed.
I hate that.
Mars Attacks is so
If
good.
Charlie
though.
wins,
So good.
I will
Scared
do
the
an
shit out
Oompa
of me when
Loompa
I was
dance on this
younger.
podcast.
Big Fish 2003 or Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children.
I've actually never seen.
I've seen Big Fish, so I guess I have to vote for that.
I've never seen Miss Peregrine.
I've never
I
seen
would have
Miss
honestly.
Peregrine's.
I would have voted for Big Fish anyway.
Let's do Big Fish.
Corpse Bride or Ed Wood?
Corpse Bride.
I'm going with
Me.
Ed Wood personally.
Ed Wood.
Ed Wood.
I watched Corpse
Corpse-
Bride, and I just want it to be Nightmare Before Christmas.
Corpse Bride is so good though.
Frankenweenie or Batman Returns?
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Yeah, you know what? That's 4 votes just cause.
Dylan, is that your vote?
Yeah, I would have voted
Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, 2007, or Beetlejuice, 1988.
I do like Sweeney Todd, but Beetlejuice, obviously.
Yeah, we're gonna all go Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice, or Batman, 1989.
Oh, Batman.
1989.
Batman.
That's
Side-
5.
Side question.
That's 5.
Did you see him on the Saturday Night Live this week?
No, I didn't get a chance to yet. You never watched Saturday Night Live.
I did. I watched the cold open just because it's.
Dope.
What's his nuts?
Round 3. We're banging through these.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow or Big Eyes?
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow, yeah.
Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow. Is Big Eyes even worth seeing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think
I've never seen it.
He doesn't have any bad, like truly bad movies. They're always interesting. Charlie and Chocolate Factory or Big Fish? I'm going
Charlie.
Big Fish. I
Charlie.
have you seen Big Fish?
No,
Oh my god.
I know.
It's so phenomenal. It's
I
so
know it
good.
probably is.
So,
voting Charlie.
The only thing I really remember
This is my creep show too.
about Big Fish is that I remember being like, oh, it's this whole crazy story about a guy who tells big tall tales. He tells tall tales, like big crazy stories, and like I felt like it was the least Tim Burton movie to come out of his oeuvre at the time. I was like, he's such a visual director that I was amazed that the movie wasn't more visually interesting to me. It didn't really have any of the Tim Burton flourishes for me.
This was me for Carrie.
This better be the screenshot.
Dude. So it's the story of a man on his deathbed, retiring, and everyone loves him. He's like the most gregarious salesman. Everyone loves him. He has friends for days, and everyone wants to be around him. But he gained all of that by basically being an absentee father. So now, 40 years later, his son, who's a journalist and is invested in the truth, and his father is just always keeps telling stories. He's always telling these stories. Hey, I met this guy once who was 7 feet tall and did this thing and moved a tree. Like, he's always telling stories, and he hates it because he just wants the truth from his fucking dad. He wants to connect with his dad. So you have this dichotomy between the tales we tell to feel better for ourselves, or the life that we're stuck in because reality is so stringent, and how they communicate with each other, especially when he learns his father's dying. So he wants to spend time with him on his deathbed to get the real story, and he keeps telling him tall tales. And it's not till the last half of the movie that you realize that there's truth in the tall tales, and then they wind it back and show you all the cool stuff, to the point where the whole third act is he asks his son to please finish the story, and then Tim Burton shows you the tall tale that he tells about his father passing. It is fucking amazing. It is fucking amazing.
I will revisit it for sure.
Well, now I
based
feel bad
on
for
that.
voting for Charlie, but I'm
No, it's
not
cool. It's
great.
gonna lose, and it probably wouldn't be best anyway. But this movie's phenomenal.
Dad.
Old or young? Young, Ewan McGregor. Old, Michael Gambon. No, not Gambon.
Oh.
Albert Finney.
That's what I thought. I thought it was Albert Finney.
And the son
my
is
head.
Billy
love
Crudup.
Albert Finney.
Right?
The son is Billy Crudup. The old mom is Jessica Lange. The young mom is Alison Lohman. Danny DeVito's in it.
David DeVito.
It's an absolute phenomenal movie. Everyone,
I will revisit it.
I'm watching it tonight. Fuck you guys.
Okay.
Why'd you put an extra vote?
Because
Charlie.
I'm angry.
10-1.
Well, give some extra votes to Big Fish.
no.
So to lose.
It's gonna lose. Ed Wood or Batman Returns?
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Batman Returns.
Batman
One of
Returns.
my-
Also Danny DeVito.
Still one of the best Batman movies.
I think it.
Hell
The
there.
best Batman
I think it's
movie.
the best
The
Batman.
Hell
best
there. Hello
Um,
there.
Ed Wood is probably a better movie,
Absolutely. 100%.
but Batman Returns.
Yeah.
All day. Dylan, do you want to add anything or anything special?
I've never seen Ed Wood, so yeah, Batman Returns
really?
for sure. No,
You would
yeah,
totally
yeah.
love
I don't
that.
even know if I've heard of it.
It's really great. Ed Wood is
Oh, I
great.
hate this one. I hate this one so much.
I still got to go Batman. Batman or Beetlejuice? Actually, you know what? Hold on. Let me think.
Oh, I hate this.
My gut says Batman, but I also really love Beetlejuice.
You know what? I'm gonna go Beetlejuice because it is an original crazy.
Right?
I
It's a whole
think, yeah, Beetlejuice for me. But I do love his Batman, but I love Batman Returns more than this Batman.
I was telling Sushan about the Beetlejuice last night because we had Michael Keaton on SNL real quick. And the fact that he created that character, he went to wardrobe and was like, do this and that, and let's add some moss because I'm dead. Like he creates that entire character of Beetlejuice, and nobody knows what he's going to do until the day they start shooting. And the fact that he got away with that is, I don't understand it. Flames on the side of my face. Like I don't understand how they could get that far in production and be like, I wonder what he's going to do as Beetlejuice. So cool. I may go Beetlejuice.
Mildly irresponsible.
Right?
yeah.
I'm gonna go Beetlejuice,
Beetlejuice for me.
because it is its own thing. can't believe I'm
Sayonara, Batman 1989.
I loved
You were
you. I
fun.
loved
Love you still.
I read the novelization.
Aw.
What do you want, a cookie?
Yeah.
All right, we're down
Do
to
we
the.
have? Oh, I do want a cookie. Last week he gave us Coca-Cola. Oreo Coca-Cola. Would you enjoy a
Oh,
Coca-Cola Oreo?
hang on. I'm running across the.
First of all, no,
Give me one.
I'm going to show the people.
I can still have
You can do that.
it.
Look, it looks delicious. It's got red and black and cream, and it smells to high heaven of Coca-Cola, right?
I brought milk.
That's
Got
so
milk?
cute.
We do now.
I thought that was a surprise at first. You're like, I have milk. And I was like, oh, what a nice surprise.
what a
And
nice
then it's a
surprise.
bracket.
Hey, everybody. Dead air.
hey.
What is your favorite disgusting mashup of treats?
There you go. Dippy dippies.
Wait, hold on. Is this skim milk?
No, it's lactose free, fat free.
Ugh.
It's fucking milk,
Give me that.
and you're putting weird shit in it. You're fine.
I know you're putting trash in it.
It might as well. It might as well
Putting
be.
garbage in this trash.
It's cloudy water. You're eating garbage. Stop it. Give me a fucking cookie.
Oh.
Rude bitches. Anyway,
I'll
We
tell you,
have a
it's
food podcast?
better
So-
in the milk.
yeah, it is, dude. So we're down to the final four, and I think we did something wrong.
It's got pop
That
rocks in it. but-
two of four of these are really not. I don't think should be in the top
You don't
four.
think the top two right here?
I think
You know?
10 and 14 should be in the top four. I think 1 and 13
the fact,
arguable.
No, man.
the fact that
3 of
Charlie
these
is up
4.
here means I'm doing my job because I fucking love that movie.
3 of these 4, I think, should be in the number 1.
It hurts.
Sleepy Hollow or anyone another one?
No.
It hurts my teeth. Sleepy Hollow or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Not even a Sleepy Hollow. It's not even a question.
I agree.
I'm doing Charlie and the Chocolate Factory just for the rage bait. People will comment.
Hey, you know
Also,
what?
I do love it.
You know
Not
what?
gonna- What?
Agree.
Are you really?
No! Don't you dare! Don't you dare!
Hang on. I actually think it's a stronger, more well put together movie than Sleepy Hollow.
You mother.
Cannot believe I got an all to go.
Original songs, a cool backstory. Oh. I think Christopher Lee. Charlie was cast really, really well. It's a really fun movie.
It's so fun.
I can't.
Live with it a little bit while I dip
It's
this.
not. It's not supposed to be Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
No,
it's
it's
a different
a Roald Dahl
entity.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
A bad entity.
No, it's
This
so.
movie sucks.
It's so
Drink
good.
that milk.
Okay.
All right. Charlie and Chocolate Factory moves on.
I'm
White water.
so excited.
It's a nice day for.
A white
White
water. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Oh no, the next one. Batman Returns, Beetlejuice Returns,
Ugh.
or Bat Juice.
I'm gonna go Batman Returns. Honestly.
Batman
no. Wait. Fuck.
I know.
I'm going Batman Returns. I gotta. I love that movie so
Skiddly-doo-doo.
much.
Beetlejuice.
So weird and dark and crazy for a Batman movie. And the fact that they got so here's anybody who doesn't know, they got so mad at Tim Burton for making Batman Returns so dark and gnarly that they were like, you know what, we're good. We don't need you to make any more Batman movies.
Yeah.
Because McDonald's had trouble being like, how about if we have the Penguin who bites a man's nose off and make a Happy Meal out of
So
it?
scary.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
Remember when he pukes up the black oil for no
they
reason?
didn't see the movie.
Oh, it's so good.
All of that merchandising was based off the first one, and it had nothing to do with the movie. So it did create like a wild storm of a maelstrom of angry merchandisers and brand agreements because it was based off the first movie, not like, oh, you went hard dark and weird. That's sucky.
I don't remember any of the stuff from Batman Returns, like the Happy Meal stuff. I do remember those really cool glass mugs from Batman Forever.
Forever, yes. I was going to say, I thought you were
Those
gonna
were
attribute
awesome.
I thought you were going to attribute them to Returns, and I was going to smack you in the face.
No, those were great. I'm really sad that I don't have them anymore.
I should try and
Those
find
were
them online. Those
awesome.
were my favorite.
Give me one.
I do remember the Happy Meal toys. They were all vehicle based. So you had a little penguin in a rubber duck, a little Batman in his Batmobile. Catwoman was in a purple kind of like cruiser thing. They were just like this big, and then all of the Mattel toys, and the Batski boat, and the Bat missile, which is still like top 3 Batmobile versions for me. Yeah. Are you familiar with the Bat missile?
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's like
You mean the thing from? Oh yeah.
it's called
It's
the Bat
actually from the
missile.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it just like breaks apart and
he goes through the
skims in.
alleyway.
There's something visceral for me about how it's only going straight and then he has to make a hard right. And the whole thing, it's got no turning radius.
Yeah.
The whole thing on the street just goes like.
Yeah.
I recreated that with a Hot Wheel probably for a whole 2 years of my youth. Like nonstop.
Similar thing from Batman 1989. The fact that he can't make a turn, so he has to shoot a grappling line around a pole. Thank God no one's standing there to get decapitated to help him make a turn. And I was like, that's awesome.
He's Batman.
And really improbable.
He's Batman.
Oh, Batman Returns.
Yeah. I'm okay
Also,
with that
it's
one.
so sexual. Just the pussy I was looking for. Like, what?
All right. So I guess it's going to be Batman Returns, right?
Batman Returns.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna
Charlie
go
and the
Batman
Chocolate Factory
Returns.
versus Batman Returns. 100 votes for Batman Returns.
It's a lot of clicks.
I'm honestly really proud that Charlie and Chocolate Factory made it this far.
I'm ashamed.
I'd like to thank.
I'm ashamed of this group of people for
Just for no reason.
except Dylan. Dylan's abstained because he understands Mars Attacks is a fucking
Yes.
parody
So good.
masterpiece.
So
I understand
good.
it's a parody.
Dog on a head, dog head on a human body,
Jean
human head on a dog body.
Fuck
and
you.
it's she's in
Awesome.
like a scene. Jack Nicholson in 2 roles.
so bad. So bad.
And it's Pierce Brosnan's head on the dog, and he
Yeah.
falls in love with Sarah Jessica Parker in a tube.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Jack
in my
Black, young Jack Black getting eviscerated, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
The
I'm
movie
down for
was
that.
so dark and weird. Like, and it came out the same summer, I think, or at least very close to Independence Day, and everyone was like really excited about Mars Attacks because it's a new Tim Burton joint, and it's just like it fell with a wet fart because no one knew what how to receive this movie, which is based on a trading cards.
Yeah.
Doesn't have a story. Yeah, I love that. Fucking such a good movie. And
fact that-
then Big Fish. You all have no heart.
I will
Okay.
revisit Big Fish. I'm never gonna I'm never gonna revisit Mars
I'm
Attacks.
cool with that. Charlie and Chocolate Factory made it.
Yeah, all right. Batman Returns.
You guys are
is-
the
missing out.
winner.
I would have done the
We have-
dances if he won.
we have successfully decided the most important thing of our era, which is the best.
Does it make a list of like what the actual rating, the listing is now? Like
I mean, it
number
should-
1 to 50 or number 1 to
No, this is. I mean, this is it. This is the number 1. That's number 2.
Sleepy Hollow, Beetlejuice, and Batman Returns and Batman are the
Mm-hmm. 1, 2,
the only
3.
ones that I revisit.
Actually, it's 1, 2. So it's Batman Returns. The second being Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. The third being a tie between Beetlejuice and Sleepy Hollow because you would go by amount of votes. It's weird because there's 3 of us, but if there was more, it would be a seated vote kind of scenario. But yeah, best is Batman Returns.
I'm okay with that.
I
I'm
wish
pretty okay with it,
we
too.
did the post-it notes like we did last time because I would have bet that we all voted for Batman Returns.
I think it would have gotten real far. It would have been that or 89, I think. Or actually, I probably would have gone with that or Beetlejuice, but
Oh yeah.
I would have voted for Beetlejuice because I don't think anyone else would vote for Batman Returns that hard.
No,
Oh,
I
no,
love
it's-
Batman Returns.
I think that
That
was
was
a masterpiece.
when we talked about film our tours. That was my hot take. Was that Batman Returns is better than the first.
Look,
one.
I
It's one of my
I
favorites.
was I have you guys finished or gotten up to date with the Penguin? It's wonderful.
No, I'm not up to date. I'm a few episodes behind.
So I was watching like some interviews with the cast, Kristen Milioti and
She's great.
Colin Farrell, and they were talking about Kristen Milioti. She's our age ish. She was obsessed with Batman Forever, and wanted to be villains. Not she's like no disrespect to Nicole Kidman, but even though she was a doctor, she was in lingerie half the time. I didn't go home wanting to play that. I wanted to be the Riddler.
Yeah.
So, and then Colin Farrell in the same interview, yes, answer. And he's like, there is something so cool about the operatic nature of what Joel Schumacher did. I know that it's not the other movies, but he was going for something and he just killed it. Wow. And I'm like, yeah,
That's
he
what
did.
you've been telling me for years.
It is a modern remake of the 1966 show.
Yeah.
Oh
is
yeah.
Weird and big and colorful and stupid, but he's on a wavelength, and I was on that wavelength
Yeah.
in 1994. I was in it.
I was.
My brother when did it come out? 80?
I think it was 94.
94. Okay. So my brother was
4
a
or
little-
5. I could check.
we were kids, my brother and I, and he's a little older than me, and we both love Batman to this day. And he had like a
Sorry.
giant movie poster, I don't know where he got it from, of Batman Forever, and it's like the coolest movie poster, and I was always so jealous of it. I wanted it.
I had this poster. I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah, do it.
I had this poster.
Yes, that's the one my brother had, and
So-
the nostalgia wave that just hit me looking at this poster.
So in 95, it was $40 to get the actual like 27 by 40 inch movie poster size, and then another like $40 for a framed
Yeah.
board for it. And I did both of those things.
So did my brother.
I had the
Well, my parents did.
I was obsessed with this movie. I was 14. I was
And
14.
also the soundtrack you loved, right?
I still have it on vinyl.
Yep.
Yeah. And the I had the question mark logo on my favorite hat.
That's
And I wore it everywhere.
Nice.
That summer we went on a family trip to DC. I'd never been to DC before. We went as a family. I think it was probably the last like family trip of ours because my brother moved away and stuff. But I had that hat. Loved it. It was unseasonably windy that summer.
Oh no, it's gonna be sad.
It's not that bad. And we were by the reflecting pond and it blew my hat I have pictures of like me like trying to catch it because my hat went flying into the water. And I was so distraught. My mom actually, like, we couldn't get, we had a stick, couldn't like get it because it kept flowing into the water. My mom took off her shoes and went into the reflecting pond, which is fucking illegal, just to go like grab my hat and like toss
Just
it
like
back out.
Jenny.
Huh?
Just like Jenny from Forrest
Just like
Gump.
Jenny and Forrest. They met in the middle, except it was a fucking hat from a Joel Schumacher movie that everyone hates.
Yeah.
And my mom is like going for it. But I'll always remember that. I was like, that was so dope.
That is,
Reflect on
is
that.
Way
That's
worse than
great.
the time my son threw my iPhone into the lake 2 weeks ago.
Did you
I went
walk
in.
through- Yeah.
It was gone forever.
It's great though that the reflecting pond is only like 2 feet deep. Yeah. And hard.
I actually quite liked Batman Forever at the time. It was
Batman.
Batman and Robin is the one I hate. I think Batman
George
Forever.
Clooney. You like Val Kilmer?
I think George Clooney is a fine Bruce and Batman. I'm okay with him.
Yeah.
But the movie around him is so
Okay,
obnoxious. I kind of hate it.
Yeah.
Batman Forever does not quite get to Batman and Robin levels. Like it is a little bit more toned down. So, yeah, actually, and I also had Jim Carrey, who I really loved at the time. And I thought he was a really fun Riddler.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very silly.
This movie's amazing.
Oh, I hate it.
It's actually really bad.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I revisited it like a year or two ago.
I
when
watch
was
it, though.
I
done.
will die
So
on the
bad.
hill that Alicia Silverstone should not have gotten a single bit of flack for
I was-
her body in this movie. Like they called her
They-
fat girl.
They
We're so mean.
Awful.
And she looked
Awful.
amazing. Anyway, sorry.
I still love the fact that every single line from Chris O'Donnell was gaspy. Yeah, every line he delivers in as Robin is like, Batman, they got away. Like he's always panting like a dog.
Yeah.
It reminded me of the Fortuitous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Onyx
I-
the Fortuitous.
I don't know.
Except that's a choice.
I don't know.
This was just like a bad move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you guys think of all the Tim Burton? List your top 50 Tim Burton movies in order.
There's only 20, but all right.
yeah.
And yes, we did not include Nightmare Before Christmas. Everyone's going to be like, Nightmare Before Christmas.
That would have been my number one, honestly.
Chocolate Factory.
Still.
Go to hell.
Just piss everyone off and get more comments, guys.
Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us. Send all of your hate mail to Alice at cultpopgo@gmail.com.
And remember, there's no bad Batman movie
It's true.
at all.
Batman and Robin.
Nope.
Terrible.
It's good for it's trash. It's trash.
Yeah.
It's stinky wet
Oh,
garbage.
there it is. We're gonna
Oh, we're
watch the
done.
Batman movies now. We're gonna rewatch all of them and rank all of them.
I own them all on DVD, and I'm so happy
Nice.
about
Ditto.
this.
Let's
Yeah.
do it.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us, and we will talk at you later.
Skidoo doo doo.
Skiddly-dee, dude.
Happy Halloween, everybody.